Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. I am with my husband, Matt.
Good morning, everyone.
To my left.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
You got
to
both
my
of us.
left.
Yes.
If you're watching us on YouTube, I believe you are on the right, which is not wrong.
No.
We should just dive in, shouldn't we?
We should dive in. So today's topic is a topic. The topic we're going to tackle is exciting because it literally set Jen and I free. Free in a lot of different areas, certainly in our relationship, but also in our fitness and in our finances. And when we learned this and we started applying it, it was like taking like a backpack full of bricks just off of our shoulders and putting it down.
Yeah, this is all very true. But I love this specific topic because no matter who you are and no matter what your status is, personally, professionally, this message is for you. And what I mean by status is if you're single, this is really going to hit you. If you're married, you probably fall on one side on certain situations and on the other on other situations. But regardless of what side you fall on, it's going to cause you to take a pause and think and hopefully give you some leverage for change.
Yeah. Like I said, we've talked about it before, but it's just such an important topic. And because it's done so much for Jen and I, that's why we want to hit it a few different times and from a few different angles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, today we had this literal conversation. So it's something that, when we talk about things, Matt and I don't have everything figured out, but we've got some tools that get us through the patches. And the beautiful thing about marriage is once you've seen one problem, it may present itself again in different variations. So this is something that we consistently work on, and I love that we have these tools to get us through it now.
Yeah. So I want to set this up with a few different scenarios, and I want to make sure that we hit the fitness scenario. So I'm going to start with that one. I want to make sure we don't run out of time and get to that one. However, when you're listening, you can replace the word fitness or anything that we're talking about with fitness with anything else, which is why this is so powerful. You can replace fitness with finances, relationships, investments, whatever it is. You can replace it. Heck, I mean, vacations. You could do it with that.
Yeah.
So you've been probably thinking about doing something for a while in those realms of that fitness, finances, relationships, vacations, whatever it is, starting a business. It doesn't matter what it is. You probably been thinking about something. And I do like the fitness ones because so many people are trying to figure out the fitness side of things. So that's why I want to go with that one. So let's look a little bit over the past. Now that you listening have something in your mind that you've been working on, it could be fitness, maybe it's not. But in this example, let's go back in time a little bit. So say you're in your 40s right now. Go back to when you're in your 20s. In your 20s, you were probably in pretty decent shape. And as you got into your 30s, if you can remember back, you may have started to have some changes. You could have started a new career, started growing a family. And this caused you to not focus so much on your fitness. For married couples, this can be really, really true. Why? Because you found your match. You scored the big one. And frankly, there's other things that are more priority. So now that you've got your mate, you can take your foot off the gas of being in shape a little bit.
I want to get to back to that in a minute, but you're on a roll.
Yeah. So yeah, I knew you were going to say that. So somewhere in your 30s or 40s, you realized, hey, I've loved building this career. And I've loved building this family. But what about me? I'm tired of hiding behind certain clothes, or I'm tired of spending money on clothes that just sit in my closet. And I'm tired of not feeling my best. I get that a lot. I'm tired of not feeling my best. So in the past, you try some things that might help you. You joined a gym or you attend some classes. Maybe it was Orange Theory or F45 or a yoga studio or something. You did something because you realized you weren't happy. Or maybe even you built at a home gym and you started working out at home. You did this for 4 months maybe, and you didn't see the results that you thought you would get. So you stopped. Something came up, so you stopped. Back to that career and that family that you're building, that you've been building in those 30s and 40s. And then after you stopped and paused for a while, that bug hits you again. That bug of wanting to have that body or to be your best self. So this time, you take a little bit different of approach. You do a bunch of research on how to hack this or how to get this going or what you need to do. So this time you join a different gym and you start following a different workout. And in all that research you did, you realize that, hey, I need to change some of my eating habits. So you start eating less bread and more salads. So you can give up carbs and do all the things that you researched. And this is a hard stretch, this one, because you're going hard. You know, you're working on your nutrition, you're lifting, but what's happening to your body isn't what you had pictured and what you wanted, or at least not to the speed that you want it to happen. You think, man, do I really need this? I mean, I'm comfortable. I've got that career. I've got that family. I've scored the big one with the spouse, but I'm just not happy. And is comfortable good enough? The scenario that I'm laying out here has happened to millions of people. And it's probably happened to you. Because you've been working so hard and you've been changing your diet, that motivation starts to fade. You think there's got to be something else. So maybe this time you go to a doctor. And the craze right now is Ozempic. So maybe you get Ozempic. Maybe you get some other pill. Maybe something different. You're on your third or fourth or fifth or sixth time of trying to tackle this beast of getting in shape and being happy. And you start to realize, even though this pill or this shot or whatever it is supposed to get your results, it's not doing what you thought it would do to your body. Your stomach starts to hurt, or your hormones start to get out of whack.
Or both.
Your sex drive goes down. I mean, all kinds of different things can happen. And somewhere along the line, after 5 or 6, 7 tries, you realize that it's going to take working out. It's going to take changing your eating habits. But more importantly, you're going to have to upgrade your mindset.
Yeah. This is about where most people find us. This is about about the time where I've done everything. I've been doing everything. What am I doing wrong? I think I want to go to my doctor and talk about this. Or I've been doing this for 6 years off and on. Keywords. Keywords there, but whatever. That's about the time that people find us. Or maybe it's a really good trainer at a local gym. We're not gonna sit here and say that we're better. But you've been on this roller coaster a few times. And you don't want to have to make separate meals for you and your family. And you don't want to have to say no to everything on the weekends. And you don't want to have to take out a second mortgage to pay for all this extra meal prep you're going to have to do. And you really just don't want to have to admit that you're scared to fail again. But this is about the time that people find us. You review everything and get a good idea that this plan is the right one. I really think that this is the one that's going to help uncover a lot of things. And it's something that you can fit in and it makes sense. And the program feels really sustainable. This actually seems right. but it's an investment. So let me be clear. If it's a coach at a gym, if it's me or Matt or another online coach, if it's another system, there is going to be an investment. Even if there's no cost, there will always be a cost. In anything you do, there is an investment because you are paying for that person's knowledge and their experience and their learnings from their mistakes and their track record and their time, all of it. You're paying for speed. That investment is the speed. See, you could do this all on your own for free. You were there, you just kept stopping. And it's going to take longer. You're paying for speed with that coach. And it does. It comes for a price. It's an investment. So you're excited and you tell your spouse about it. Because anything over a certain dollar amount, you need to talk it over with your spouse. And they say, how much does it cost? And when you tell them, they remind you of those last 3 gyms that you tried that you really thought we're gonna work. And they remind you of that other coach that you hired after quarantine. And they remind you of that gadget that you bought. Or maybe those pills or those shots.
Let me jump in here before you keep going. First of all, I want to be direct with everyone listening right now. If you are that person in someone else's life that is reminding your spouse of those failures that Jen just talked about, you've already tried 3 gyms, you've already bought these gadgets, you've tried these pills, you've done all these things. And I'm going to say that again so you have time to think about this a little bit. If you are that person that is saying, you're really going to try this again, stop being an asshole. This is the person you said I do to. And now you're reminding them of all their failures when all they're doing is looking for solutions. They're confiding in you because they want results so bad that they're talking about it with you and asking you about this and getting your opinion.
They're not looking for solutions. They're looking for support.
Yeah. We've
talked about this so many times, but that isn't the problem.
You're correct. Agreed. That's 100% is not the problem, but I had to say it. And anyone listening, you may not fall into that category, but I just know that there are people out there who do that to their spouse. And if you're listening and that's you, this is your check. But something else I would say from the flip side of that is if you're putting doubt in your spouse's mind when they're telling you they're trying to get better and they're trying to get healthier and they're trying to look good, because it puts doubt in your mind, don't be an asshole. And what I mean by that is like, well, if he or she gets in shape, does that mean they're going to leave me behind? Or does that mean I'm going to have to get my ass in gear and start working out and eating a little bit healthier to make changes? Because that happens too. Yeah. There's doubt. And I guess if that's you listening right now, I don't want to say don't be an asshole. I guess what that means is maybe this is your wake-up call. That maybe you need to...
Don't be so goddamn selfish.
Be selfish. Be selfish for yourself to be the best person you can, but then that is not selfish for that relationship. Maybe this is your wake-up call to realize that it's not your spouse that's wanting to do all things. Maybe you need to do it as well. But back to the real problem, because I know that the 2 things I just said were not the problem and not the podcast, but I had to throw those in.
No, and of course, and it aids to the lesson. It has nothing to do with your spouse saying no. It has nothing to do with your spouse saying, we can't afford that. Or are you sure? It has everything to do with you not giving yourself permission to win. I want to sidetrack. Do you remember, it's been a couple of months, you went to this 3-day conference.
Yes.
And you wanted to invest in a program.
Yes.
And you texted me from the event and said, hey, I really want to do this, but I want to look at it when I get home. It's $40,000.
Yes.
And what did I immediately say?
Something to the tune of, I believe in you, just do it.
Not, are you sure? Not, what about all the other investments we've had? Not, maybe we should look at this. Maybe we should try and figure it out on our own on Google for free.
No, it was something like,
you didn't even have to frame it. All I knew was you were excited.
Yeah.
This is nothing like I'd ever seen before, Jen. This is the support that I need in an area I know nothing about. And I really trust the people that surround me in this group. Now, I'm not quoting you verbatim, but you didn't even have to ask permission. You just said, I really want to do this. Awesome. Let's go.
Yep.
I back you 100%. It has nothing to do with your spouse saying no or questioning, are you sure? Or bringing up those doubts. It has everything to do with not giving yourself permission to win. Babe, I really believe in this. I want to do it. It costs this much. Good. Do it. Go. Say less. Quit talking. You're interrupting my tanning time. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't doing that. Even though we just said to your spouse, quit being an asshole. The world is a reflection of what is inside you. So if the world's on fire, guess what? You're on fire. If the world is nothing but happiness and abundance, guess what? You are happiness and abundance. If there's doubt, it's because you have doubt. Your spouse is a reflection of you. And your spouse is a reflection of your subconscious mind. The world is just a reflection of what is inside of you. You need to stop being an asshole on this too. Like, quit being so selfish. Quit being so scared. What I mean by that is all of those things your spouse is saying are what you're already saying to yourself internally. They're just verbalizing it. And if it's already in your head and you get mad, then there, quit being an asshole. You already have those failures in your head. Hell, you're already thinking it. You're saying, no, I don't want them to hold it over my head. But what you're really saying is, I don't want to wake up every morning with this hanging over my head. I just can't fail again.
Boom. That's it. I can't fail again. I just can't fail again. That's what's going on. I love that.
There's no permission.
Before you jump into solving this problem, we are a fitness podcast, like I said. But I just want to remind everyone, fitness is just the example you're using. And it translates into if you're married or if you're single or if you're divorced, it doesn't matter. When you remove that fitness and you replace this program, this business, whatever it is, it's the same thing. Those failures that you previously had that are in your head, that you just can't fail again. The reflection of the world is just internally what you're thinking. That's all it is.
Yeah. So this whole time you've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out. 1 foot on the gas and 1 on the brake. Because you want to give yourself the out to fail. It's safer. It's safer than actually silencing those fears and doubts. You just consistently focus on the pain as opposed to the victories that seriously, these victories are just waiting for you to quit fucking around and go. What if you flipped the script and gave yourself permission to win? Because you deserve it. What if you convinced yourself that you couldn't fail? So far, you haven't failed. You've just stalled. In my opinion, if you fail, it's because time's up. That's the only complete time that a goal reaches failure. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree, yeah.
Like, there's always time. There's no failure. But that means you need to be able to say, I don't care what you think, spouse. I don't care what my girlfriend thinks. I don't care what my boyfriend thinks. I don't care what my mom thinks. I don't care what my spouse thinks. I don't care what that shitty little voice inside my head thinks. I don't care what anyone else thinks because I need to be happy. I need this win. I am giving myself permission to not only move forward, but to win.
Perfect.
Let's wrap it up.
That's the first step, is literally getting rid of that doubt in your mind and that little shitty voice and saying, I'm giving myself permission to win.
Yeah. Guys, I hope you found value in today's episode. If you did, please share it with somebody that you think would also find value. That's the only way we can get that message out. And if anything, we'll talk to you next time.